Hey guys, welcome back to Code and Box Automation Lab. This is Shariful. In this lecture, we're going to see how to handle a toast message in Appium. So it means, say example, if you see over here, this is our app, right? And over here, this is one drop-down option. Assume that it's Afghanistan, and then if you don't select anything over here, and then you whether it's select male or female, say female, and then after that you click on let's shop, you will see it will throw, you see it's throwing an error. There was a toast message was like, let's click on again, it's a disappear right away. You will see it doesn't stay long, but you will see there is a, you see there's a please enter the the name. So because we didn't enter the name in a name field, which is the mandatory, so that's why it's throwing toast message. And then so this is the as a tester, you have to ensure the toast message is displaying the right message. So that would be your test cases to confirm that it's displaying a toast message. If you miss any mandatory field, like you are not filling this name or any other field which is the mandatory, and then that time it's supposed to send you toast message, and also it's showing or displaying the right message. So how we're going to handle this kind of scenarios using Appium, let's see this. So let's go, we have to make it very quick because this message does not display or store stay a long time. Let's see that if we can catch, because usually what we do before we test any scenario, you have to get to the right element or object so that we can look at that element, and then you perform some action, and using those things you can do some assertion, right? So let's see that if we can let's click there, and then let's see if we can probably it's gonna be a little bit tough to get this to get this message over here because it doesn't stay a long time. Let me try again. So here we go. Okay, we're able to get the screenshot for the toast message over here. So how we are going to verify that so the message is over here, it's please enter your name, because we didn't enter the name. So let's see that can we really look at that element. If you notice that if you want to select any other field, like a name, you can select this one, and there will be locate or attribute related is showing over here, or any other the radio button, or even let's shop. But when you try to spy this toast message, it's not able to do this. So it's like highlight the whole page, you see. If you try, so it's not, this is not the you can see this reflect the whole page. So for this is the behavior of the toast message, or you can say it's a challenge to look at a toast message. So it is unable to look at you are not able to look at this is the challenge, and this is the behavior that you are not going to able to look at individually or spy that toast message. Then if I'm not, how we're going to use get some attribute, how we're going to do this. So we're going to see now. Okay, let's see the scenario. It's the same scenarios like if you see in our previous lecture, we did a exercise about selecting drop down, from the static drop down we select Canada using the scroll, and then we enter some name, and then we select female, and then we click on let's shop. So that was the last scenarios we did in our last lecture. So in this lecture we're going to do exactly the same, except this typing something inside the the box, so the text field, we're going to keep it empty so that we can get this the message, and then we'll retrieve the text. Somehow we'll see there's a technique we're going to use so that we can locate that text message, and also we can grab the text from this text message, and then we'll do some sort of assertion. Okay, so let's go to our Eclipse. So this is our Eclipse. If you remember that in our last lecture, that was this is the test method, test cases we did. So it was the class for generally store test, and this is the test cases we created, was the drop down, and here was it 3 different scenarios we covered. Scroll and select Canada from the drop down list, and then type name in text field, and we type the name, and then select one of the radio button, and then click on let's shop. This is the click on let's shop. So if you haven't seen that lecture, please go through it, because I'm not going to explain these scenarios again, because in this case for the doing the toast message, the test cases, only we're going to ignore this part. Type name in the text field. We're not going to type anything, so that it generate the toast message when we'll click on the let's shop element. Okay, so this is the link. So this here is I create the same class. I create another test cases called toast message test. So let's make it test. Okay, and then over here I'm going to copy exactly the same code, except this part, the typing the name. So I'm not going to let's make it comment, or yeah, let's remove this. So here selecting Canada, so I'm going to this is the whole select, go to the scroll down, and then up until it's visible as the Canada, then it will click up there, so it will be selected. Then radio button, we select the female, so this is the locator for the radio button, and also then after that this is the locator for the click. This was the wrong, so this is the locator for the click let's shop. Click on let's shop. Okay, please watch the previous lecture to go through these scenarios and how to find all those things how we did, because in this lecture our focus to see how we can do the toast message. So after you click on the let's shop, it will generate a toast message as we have seen, right? So how, as we have seen, that there is no way you can spy this toast message. There is no way. When you hover your mouse, it select the whole screen. Okay, there is no way. But how to then look at that? So look at, we'll see, we'll type over here. Okay, spy toast message, and get the text. Okay, so how to do this? So to do this, we're going to use, so in it, this is very general things. So when a developer they create a toast message in Android for Android app, they use a tag name which is very generic. There is a the common tag name they use to build a toast message. So the tag name is, let me write the tag name. Tag name is tag name equals to, or you can say tag name equals to, they use a tag name, it's android.widget.Toast. Okay, so this is the tag name or they use, or widget they use to build a toast message in Android app. So this is the very generic, this is all the Android developer they know it. Okay, so we're going to use this tag name as our locator. As we have know, as you know, we have seen that, you know, to create a we can create Xpath only using a tag name. How to do this, right? So we know this. To do this, all we have to just use the tag name, and then there will be 2/ at the beginning, right? So let's see. So we'll say driver dot find element by dot Xpath. This is the Xpath, right? And then Xpath I said that we'll use in over here /, and what's the tag name? This is the tag name. Okay, that's, you know, how do I know? Because this is, you know, when you started to work on the Android automation or Android development, you will know it. You know, by the experience, I know it. Okay, you will see if you talk to the Android developer, you know, they will also tell you. Okay, this is the tag name. So we know that we can use we can, you know, in our one of our previous lecture, we also have seen that you can create a Xpath just using a tag name. So what is the syntax is like / and then tag name. Okay, this is Xpath. So we're following the same thing, / you know, the tag name. Okay, so this is the tag name, you can say. And one more thing, now here you have to tell how many. So in your screen, in this screen right now, we have one Toast messages. So what if you have a multiple Toast messages? How you are going to define, because both of them will have the same tag name. That time you can use the position. You know, you can use like the indexing number, right? If you see before this, that will be the 1, and this will be the second. So then, you know, you have to use the position, you know, following the index numbers. In our case, there is no other text, you know, the Toast message except this one. So this is the only one. So in this case, we're going to use the position just a 1. Okay, so let me use this one, and so I can place the position over here. This is the number 1. Okay, so if you have a multiple, you know, the first one will be the first, and second one will be the second, and so on. You know, use the position, the indexing number, you know, to ensure that which one you are going to verify. Okay, now after that, so this is the locator. So we're easily located or spy that Toast messages, right? Now what's our objective? Our objective is to get the text from that locator, from this text. So how to get the text? You know, we can get the text. I mean, probably you will say, let's use the get text method. Here is one more thing. Get text method is not going to be applied on Toast message, since Toast message is not regular you know, the web element or mobile element. It is a very special widget, right? This is a very special widget. So that's why get text method will not apply up there. Instead of there, we'll use a getAttribute method, where, you know, for Toast message there is an attribute. It's called, there is it's a common attribute they use. It's called name. So example over here, say if I just select this one, like you name the text field, you will see there is all the attribute over here. Here you can see there is a text, right? So there is a text attribute, which is here is a enter your name here, right? So the value is this, right? Similarly for the Toast message, you know, there is also attribute is called, always they use is called name. Okay, they always use the name, and as a value it's supposed to have the message it shows. So similarly, right, the attribute name will be the name, and the value would be whatever the message it's displaying on the Toast message. So we can call this attribute, you know, get this attribute in our attribute method. So we'll say over here getAttribute method, and there, right, getAttribute method, and in there I will pass the, what's the attribute name? The attribute name is name. Okay, name. So this name attribute value would be all the text it's displaying. Okay, so this is the exception things. Okay, that's why it's easy, when you know it, but if you don't know, it's gonna be nightmare. That's why this is one of the very important, very common interview question: how to automate the toast message in an app, like whether it's Android or iOS, right? For specifically Android, this is the, you are going to say, there is the common, they use a tag name or widget, which is the android.widget.Toast, and then we can use the indexing number to define the exact toast message we're going to test, and we can apply the getAttribute method, where we can pass the name attribute to get the text from that locator from the text, right? This is for Android. For iOS, they have also another specific the tag name that's used for iOS app. So this is the way you are going to answer. Okay, so it will give me the text or the message, right? So we can place this one. Let's place this one in a variable. We will say toast msg. Okay, toast message, and then it's a return type is string. Okay, so this will the actual what we're getting. So we can use assertion, assert equals. Let's use assert equals. Okay, assert equals. So what's this is the actual one, and then let's put the what we're looking for. So we're looking for, let's make it pass, so we can do it. So to do this, or what is supposed to, so this is actually what we're getting from your app, and we'll compare. Please enter your name. So let's fail it. So we'll say our expectation is please enter the name. Okay, enter the name. So I'm doing intentionally mismatch, so assertion should fail, so it means test case should fail. Okay, so that we can see also how it's also matched, right? So let me save it. Now let me run it. So before I run it, okay, let me run it. So let me run it. So I'm going to keep my emulator and the code side by side so that we can see it. And also, just to let you know, the other test cases, like previous test case in the same class, I made it enable equals to false. It means I'm going to ignore that. So this test case will, the drop down test case will ignore. As you know, this is the features from the test ng, like you can skip any test when you make it enable equals to false, right? By default it's enable equals to true, that's why the test case is run, but you can make it ignore using enable equals to false. But anyways, so let's go. Let me generally store. I got some sort of why it's saying, let me see, is there any error here? Okay, it's fine. So let me run it. Let's run it. So this is the test result. Let's move it here. Okay, looks like server got kicked off. Okay, looks like the app got launched. Okay, so first it will select Canada from the drop down options. So it will do the scroll down. Here you go, you can see the scroll is started. Okay, still going on. So here we can see Canada, so it should select the Canada. From the select you can see the Canada got selected, and then it's click on female and then click on let shop, and then it got the message. You can see now it's supposed to fail because this is our intention fail. We're saying where this is the message, you know, in this variable word the message we're getting, and this is the, you know, the expected message that we pass to make it, you know, assertion. So it's fail, it's not matching definitely. So to match it, you know, let's see that what's the message. Please enter uname, right? It should be the uname. Okay, so that time it's supposed to match. Okay, you can see in our result also, you can see this is the result. So test case was fail, and it's saying, you know, this is the assertion error. It's a please enter the name. So this is what we pass, you know, as our expectation, but it's found please enter uname, because, you know, we know that, so it is not right, so we made it intentionally wrong, right? So let me minimize it, and then so let's run again. Now we fix it, we passed our expected you know, the string, which is please enter your name. It should match with the, you know, the actual message. So if we just save it and run it once again, it's supposed to pass now. Okay, it's still going on. Just launching the app. Pretty good. Okay. Okay, it started. Should it start to scroll again? Yeah, it's started to scrolling. Okay, here we go. We can see Canada is coming up, so it should select Canada, and after that it will select female. Click on let's shop, and got the text message. Here we go. Now you can see, if you see our report over here, the test result, it says it's pass. Okay, if you see over there, it is showing a pass, no failure. And also if you go to see over here our console, you know, one test run, there's no failure, you know, it skips if it's like, you know, passes one. So here, that's the way, you know, you will get the toast message. First, this is the way you are going to locate your toast message in Android app, and then use the getAttribute method, pass the name, you know, attribute, so that it can, you can get the actual message, and then you can compare, you know, pass a assertion. Just one more thing, you know, before we close this tutorial, in regards to the base class, right? I hope that's why I'm always saying, you know, start to watch from the beginning, because each and every class have the link from with the, you know, our previous or last lecture. You know, last lecture we have talked about, you know, our base class. You know, our base class, probably if you follow my lectures, you know that this is the base class where we have all the, you know, desired capabilities, underneath the before class annotation, where in this method, the config app, right, where we have all of the automated, you know, programmatically we're starting our server, and also we have tear down method where we're, you know, quitting our driver, stopping our server when this case is done. Here we have our Android object, right, where we have all the desired capabilities over here using, you know, UI automated 2 option object, right, and where we have pass over there our drive, the emulator, the device name, where is the app, this is the app locator, everything's right over here. This is our local machine IP address, and also this is the port, so you know it. I'm just giving you a very high level, one more time, just description, so that you don't get confused, like where is the driver, where is the app, or where is the all the desired capabilities. It is everything belongs to base class, and that's why in our generally stored test class, we use the extend with the base class. So base class is parent class, and generally store is our child class. So that's why the driver directly coming from our base class. Okay, so that's the way you are going to handle those messages in Android app. Thanks a lot. That's all for today. If you like the tutorial, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good one. Bye bye.